Hello, welcome to CivilNet. We are now in the northeastern part of Armenia, in the marz of Tavush. We are standing on a road that is now being used by military personnel only. It is a 2-kilometer road that connects the village of Kiranz to Voskebar. It used to be the main road that connected Ichevan to Noemperian or Yerevan to Tbilisi. Following the war and the ceasefire in 1994, people were still forced to use this road because they had no other alternative. About 10 years ago, with the funds from the Lindsay Foundation, an alternative road was built. It's about an 8-kilometer stretch that starts Kiranz and continues all the way to the village of Voskebar, where we are heading right now. Tavush is one of the most beautiful regions in Armenia. It is also one of the most dangerous. Although the 1994 ceasefire brought the Karabakh War to an end, for the villages along the state border between Armenia and Azerbaijan, the war has not ended. For the past 20 years, there has been sporadic Azerbaijani aggression and gunfire aimed directly at peaceful civilians, villagers living on the frontiers of Armenia who are simply trying to live a normal life. Several times over the years, certain portions of the interstate highway that runs along the Armenian-Azerbaijani state border have been closed for security reasons, as Azerbaijani sniper fire takes aim at passing vehicles. This is where the 2-kilometer stretch of road that used to link the village of Kiranz to Voskebar ends. We took the alternative 8-kilometer road to reach this village. At the end of the 1980s and the beginning of the 1990s, Voskebar was a site of much military action between Azerbaijanis and Armenians. In 1991 May, Soviet troops entered Voskebar. They killed about 20 Armenian police officers. They arrested dozens more, and they handed them over to Azerbaijani special forces, or the OMON, as we say here in Armenia. Those men spent about 3 months in prison. The border with Azerbaijan is a few hundred meters from the village of Voskebar. Their military posts are in plain view, and they use their advantageous positions to shoot in the direction of the village. The ravages of the war are still fresh in people's minds here. It is a raw wound that has no hope of healing as long as Azerbaijani sniper fire continues unabated. We spoke to one of the villagers of Voskebar, Hradchik Alaverdian, about the conditions in which the residents of his village live.
As far as I can say, the field over there is ours. That green part over there, we hold onto our hearts because they might fire at us, and their bullets might hit us. We must be careful. Do they fire a lot? For example, the day before last, they constantly fired at us for 1 hour. If they could, they would deliberately hit us. If we are not careful, they will hit us.
As we drive away from Voskebar, we make our way to the next village in our journey, Baganis, a settlement of about 1,000 people. We drive adjacent to the border with Azerbaijan. This portion of the highway between Voskebar and Baganis was closed until January 9 because of sniper fire from the other side of the border. We are advised to drive through this stretch at high speeds. Before we get to Baganis, we stop in the village of Voskevan to see if we can buy some fruit. The village appears deserted. We walk into a store and meet Anush Saribekyan, a 51-year-old resident of Voskevan.
For me, the shootings are very normal, because when the war started, I was the only woman not to leave our village ever, and for approximately 2 months, 6 to 7 troop detachments stayed at our house. I am a girl from this village, and I was a bride from this village. My husband is also from this village. We have all struggled for this village during the war. Me, my husband, and even my children would stay awake at nights filling the rifle magazines with bullets. The boys would then head out to battle the next day. We have gone through a lot.
In Baganis, we meet with village mayor Narek Sahagyan. He tells us he is the youngest village mayor in Armenia. He is part of the independence generation, who are only now slowly taking over the reins of power in local administrative bodies from the previous generation. He takes us to his home, offers us coffee and sweets before we go to his office to talk about the condition of the village and the region.
The Yerevan-Tbilisi interstate highway passing through Baghanis and Voskebar was closed on October 29, 2013 and was opened just recently on January 9th. Therefore, last year, automobiles primarily traveled on a new road that was constructed in 2008 that was safer and less dangerous. However, after the road opening on January 9th of this year, the drivers use this road. So far, thank God, it is secure. The villager lives with his daily struggles, with his daily life. We are here because we are protected by a powerful and victorious army. We trust our army and we live thanks to their protection. The army standing on the front line feels stronger and more solid because the boys know that there is the Armenian villager, living right behind him. We live by taking care of each other.
It is now time for us to make our way back to the city of Berd, where we will stay for the night before continuing our journey to the villages of Nerkin Garmarakhbur and Aykebar the following day. We are now on our way to the city of Berd in the marz of Tavush. We are on the stretch of the Vazashen-Paravakar stretch of the highway that leads us to Berd. Last year on October 22, there was incidences here where one Armenian soldier and 3 others were injured. In December, the government decided to build an alternative road because this particular stretch of the highway is within range of sniper fire, and cars and automobiles have been targeted. For about 3 months, this road was closed. It has now been reopened. This is the road that we are going to be taking now to go to reach Berd, hopefully within the hour. As you can see, we are on the road that is now under construction. We continue our journey, but we don't realize how close we've come to danger.